Where does Gunther go after he retires John Cena at Saturday night's main event? Look, I know we discussed this a lot. People are not thrilled to see Gunther in the main event against John Cena in his final matchup. And the thing about this is, whether you feel like Gunther should be in this position, whether you feel like one of your other favorite stars should be in this position, I'm going to tell you exactly what their plans likely are for Gunther, because there's a reason why they decide to put this man where he is, why they decide to attach the rocket on this man and really push him to the moon, especially when he's inching 40 years old. A lot of people have said this, that Gunther is not a young talent. There's no reason to be pushing Gunther in this spot. So what is this whole conversation about, John Cena putting over young talent or putting over the future of this company? Well, let's put it this way. John Cena is confirmed to be done. He's not coming back in a full-time role. He's no longer the measuring stick in this company. I'm a John Cena fan. He's not. I don't believe he's the greatest of all time. I believe that's a marketing term they use, but he certainly is one of the greats. He's not the greatest. Okay, this business has been around for so long. There's so many different names you can put above Cena, with all due respect, but he still lies within the top 10. I do believe so. This whole conversation around, Gunther not being a young talent. You see, the thing is, Cena, at this point, if someone beats John Cena, what does that mean for them? Is it really as impactful as it was maybe 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago? Not as much. Because Cena is not who he used to be. He's not at peak level anymore. He's not Super Cena. He's way past his prime. Again, this is not knocking the guy. This is just stating what the facts are. So, because he's not going to be here anymore, we need to have someone else that we consider the measuring stick. Brock Lesnar is on his way out as well. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, they're not going to be here for 10 years. So we have to look at and see who is the guy that is legitimate enough to be the measuring stick around here. They're giving Gunther that chance. So if we now understand that this is their plan for this man, what could happen after Saturday night's main event? Well, they could do a bunch of different things, and I would love for them to have Gunther be locked in with a match at Royal Rumble, like to have his WrestleMania match be locked in at the Royal Rumble. I would love that. What I think they'll probably do is they'll probably have Gunther chase a title, because in WWE's eyes, I mean, if you beat John Cena, which it's likely that he's gonna end up beating John Cena. If you end up beating John Cena, then it's like, where do you go from there? The only opportunity for you is chase a title. You're worthy of a world title at that point. So he's probably going to stay out of the Braun Breaker CM Punk picture, because that's the world title. That's between them two. And it's a good chance that we could see that heading into WrestleMania. What we could see for Gunther is him facing off against the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, in a matchup at WrestleMania. You see, this has a potential for long-term storytelling. A lot of people say that, it's way too soon for Gunther to get back into the title picture. Let him do something else, maybe in the mid-card scene. Let him stay away from the main event. But I'm gonna warn you of something. We see this happening with LA Knight. LA Knight is still relatively hot. He's relatively over. But you do realize year after year his value is going to go down when they realize that, okay, they're not strapping any rocket onto this man. He's getting to the end, but then he loses at the last moment. He's not a credible guy to be champion. You need to ride that wave when it's there. For Gunther, if you keep waiting, if you keep delaying, if you keep putting it off for someone else, Gunther's aura might go down. Gunther's aura may no longer be there. And when you need a guy who is, I would say, the measuring stick, the guy to beat the Brock Lesnar of this generation, if you need somebody like that, which like WWE always needs their characters. They need somebody who's Super Cena, right? Who saves the day, who's the ultimate babyface. Then you need the ultimate like the most scary, most tough, most you don't do anything to this guy because this guy will seriously hurt you. You need that kind of character on the card as well. And I believe they might be putting Gunther in that position. So if they don't do that now, you could end up in a situation where he's pretty much he's not being used at all. So it's going to hurt WWE's momentum. It's going to hurt um, the way that they're growing their company because, truth be told, a lot of these we call them aging talent out of respect. They won't be here for long, and they cannot perform at that level that they used to. So basically, what that means is if you get a win over them, it doesn't mean much anymore. I mean, Roman Reigns beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania 33 is not that big of a deal to a lot of people because look at Undertaker in that match. The guy was pretty much out of it. It wasn't a great match. Do we really want to see the stars of today face off against the stars of yesterday so that they can be propelled into the next stratosphere? Why not build the stars of today to go up against each other and they are the ones that carve this generation. Let's stop relying on older talent, is what I'm saying. So a lot of people say that, Gunther is being pushed in a manner that they do not like. And the truth is, when you look at it objectively, he's not being pushed as much as people like exaggerate. Like Jey Uso is a man that's being pushed. Like if you have issues with Jey Uso's push, that makes sense because he's been put in world title position. He's been his entrance, his theme, his like everything is so it is being shoved down our throats. Gunther is not there. He's not at that level. People despise him because of who he's competing against. They're fan favorites, and they're also despising the fact that a lot of these rumors about him coming back, they were already leaked. Like people knew this. So because they knew this, they wanted something unpredictable. That's why they don't like this man. Other than that, he's like, you can't sit here and trust somebody and their opinion if they say that this guy's a bad wrestler. Like I can't sit there and take you seriously if you say, well, Gunther's not really that good at wrestling. He can't wrestle. He can't put together a 20-minute match. If you say that, you're entitled to your opinion, but objectively that's not true. So I just want to make sure you guys understand the hate where it comes from. It's not because Gunther is bad. It's that the way that WWE is today, things get leaked, things get seen, things get heard about, and people are like, oh, I hope they don't do that. I hope they surprise us. And when they don't, you get pissed off. But if you didn't know, you wouldn't have been this upset to begin with. Again, some people don't like the guy. They just don't like him in general. That's cool. That's wrestling. You like some characters, you don't. But this overabundance of hate is not necessarily because Gunther is bad. It's everything else around him. It's the people he's competing against. And it's what WWE's been doing to the other stars on this show that shows us that they don't like they give you can give the spotlight to Gunther, but what about these other fan favorites? You're not giving them a shot. That's where the concern lies. We want it to be fair for everybody. So I believe that at this point we could pretty much see Punk, Breaker, maybe Rollins. I'm not sure if Rollins is going to be back in time, but we could see him. That could be sort of the WrestleMania world title picture. And then for the WWE title, we could see Gunther and Cody Rhodes, perhaps for that championship. Now, I know people were saying Roman Reigns versus Cody. There's a chance that we could see Roman and Braun instead because the rumor was we want to have Braun Breaker win the Royal Rumble. Now, I don't like. It might be better to have Braun win the title from CM Punk because we still have the mystery man looming. We don't know where he is. He could show up, Braun could win, you could have Roman win the Rumble, you could have that matchup go down, and you could have Gunther and Cody go down for the WWE title. So they could still play that well. I know it's just rumors at this point that, we'll see Braun win the Royal Rumble. I don't think he needs to win the Rumble. I think we just give him the title at this point, because I think the story aligns in their favor if they do take that route on, I guess it's January the 5th, the first Raw, where they're going to have that title match. So I want to hear your guys' opinion. I know this is a little bit of it's a sensitive topic for a lot of people because people have fan favorites and they genuinely do not like characters that the company decides to put over their own personal favorites over and over and over again. I know how that feels like. So I'd like to hear your opinion in the comments below. Let me know, would you rather see Gunther chase Cody Rhodes for the title, for the WWE title, or would you rather see Gunther face another opponent? Because it's inevitable, he's going to be on the card at WrestleMania. He's going to be in a big matchup. It just, now, based on where the story is heading, we just have to figure out which is the one that makes the most sense at this point. So leave your comments in the comments below. Let me know, and I look forward to reading them, responding to them. And until next time, guys, make sure you guys stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.